Connect, where we spotlight blacks in STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, our entrepreneurs, tech and entertainment news, the entertainment industry, behind the scenes and all things in between. Get ready to be enlightened and inspired. Now, your host, DJ Key Touch. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the Outlet Your Tech and Entertainment Connect right here on WOL 1450 and 95.9, where information is power. Look, I know everyone's been dealing with our first snow of the season, which has been great. Today, I have a special guest, Reverend Yo, also Reverend Yolanda Sampson, with Go Yo, Go Yo, Go Yo, Go Yo, Go Yo Forgive, to teach families how to forgive, kids and families how to forgive and move on. Forgiveness. It doesn't matter who you believe in. It doesn't matter what you believe, but we all have to learn how to forgive. And I just find it just so astounding that you came up with this concept, Reverend Yo.
Yes, indeed.
This concept about forgiveness with kids. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I am a native Washingtonian.
Okay.
I grew up in the house with my dad, Sam, who's now deceased, and my mother, Earlene, and 3 brothers, Bo,
Wow.
Mike, and Gary, and the dog, Lucky. Yes. And so I attended Town and Country Day School in Wheaton, Maryland, Bethesda, Maryland, then on to the Academy of Holy Names for high school in Silver Spring, Maryland, and then on to the greatest HBCU, Howard University.
All right.
Where we majored in communications.
Okay. So how did you get into ministry?
Well, the Lord called me in ministry back in 2000. It's nothing that I had ever planned
Really?
to do with my life. Nothing.
Wow.
Not at all. But I had an experience with the Lord when I was in California in 2000, and the Lord had shared with me that He wanted me to close my business and to move to California within a month. And so that's exactly what I did, and attended Fuller Theological Seminary, where I received my Master's of Divinity.
Wow. So what inspired you to do Go Yo Forgive? Tell me where this came from.
Well, maybe about a decade ago, I was in a very challenging business situation.
Okay.
It was a business deal that went totally bad. And as a result of that business deal, there were a lot of bills made, bills that I didn't even know about. I was in partnership with people that were making bills that I had no idea where the bills came from. And so as a result, I was stuck with a lot of the bills. And there were relationships that were broken. And I had battled a little bit with depression because I couldn't understand how I didn't see all of this coming before it hit.
Were you holding a grudge against these people?
I didn't hold a grudge against the people per se. A lot of things that we went through could have been resolved through honest conversation.
Okay.
So, but most of it I battled with forgiving myself for putting myself in this situation and for putting my family in this situation. There were people that lied on me about various different things and couldn't understand why someone would want to try to tear me down and try to destroy me. And so it's through that process of that particular experience that I came to know more about who God is, because I know that God knows everything. He sees the good, He sees the bad. He sees what you did, He sees what other people did. And so over the years, He's given us a heart of compassion to understand where the other people might have been standing, where they gather this perception about the things that went wrong, and understanding that people need to be healed. And sometimes in our brokenness, we make bad decisions. And based upon our own bad experiences, we believe that somebody would do something that somebody else did to us in the past. And so we went through this whole evolution of discovering what forgiveness is, and God teaching me about forgiveness. And so he wanted me to share it with children and with adults.
Okay, so what do you think it's a trend of children having issues with forgiveness? Because this video, Go Yo Forgive, is targeted for children 6 to 10?
Yes.
And for their parents. 24-minute video, approximately 24 minutes. And you can find it on www.goyo.org.
Yes, and you can also find it at John 316 Christian Bookstore, located at 7953 Annapolis Road in Atlanta, Maryland, and also Barnabas House, which is located at 10573A Greenbelt Road, also in Atlanta, Maryland.
Okay, so what's going on with the children in forgiveness? What led that?
When I moved back from Florida, I came back to Washington, D.C., and my father had emergency brain surgery and was battling cancer. So he needed 24-hour care. So during that time, I believe that if I went right into a regular job, I wouldn't have time to help to serve my father that I love so much. I'm daddy's little girl. To take him to the doctors and to be with him and things of that sort. So I obtained a job as a substitute teacher in a school.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In an elementary school. And through that experience, I found that children had a lot of anger issues. They had a lot of issues with unforgiveness.
Elementary age kids?
In the elementary school. We had this one young boy in the elementary school. He would have bouts of screaming and tantrums, but he was dealing with a lot in his home. His father wasn't there in the home. He was being raised by his grandmother, and he was experiencing rejection, from the family, and he would bring the problems that he was experiencing at home to the classroom. You would have other children that would get into fights about, well, he said this, she said this, and not really sitting down and talking to each other about what the real issue is. And so we found that even in that elementary age, that children battle with unforgiveness.
Wow. So tell us about your approach to teaching children and their parents how to forgive. What are they going to get out of this Go Yo Forgive DVD?
Oh, they're going to get a lot.
What's the approach? Because when you're talking to kids, it's different than when you're training or teaching adults.
Absolutely. We communicate to the children in a way that they can understand. We communicate with puppets. The puppets are talking about forgiveness.
Okay.
We have a Go Yo Forgive dance. It's a line dance that the children can do. We have different scenarios to show exactly what forgiveness looks like. And in one of the scenes, we show how holding on to unforgiveness is like a volcano, and we explode.
Wow.
And take it out in fights, take it out in screaming and yelling at each other and saying things that we really don't mean. So we show practical ways in real life experiences how unforgiveness looks and what forgiveness looks like.
That's awesome. Forgiveness is something that we all struggle with regardless of our religion, race, age, etc. Why should someone who is not a Christian buy this video?
Well, the biblical principles of handling issues that we battle with are universal. In Matthew chapter 18, verse 15, it shares with us if we have an ought with our brother and our sister, then we need to go to that person. And so we show how you approach a person. If you have a problem with a person, if you're trying to come to some kind of resolution, you don't go yelling and screaming and simply saying what you think the problem is, but you have to take the time to listen to exactly what the person is communicating and why they're communicating that.
Right, because they won't be as receptive if you're going to them real tense and hollering and screaming.
Absolutely.
It's the outlet to Tech and Entertainment Connect right here on WOL 1450 and 95.9, where information is power. On the other side, more talk with Reverend Yo about Go Yo Forgive. Look, this is an inspiration, something that all of us can benefit from. Stay with us. It's the outlet to Tech and Entertainment Connect right here on WOL 1450 and 95.9, where information is power. When is the last time that you forgave somebody? When somebody hurts us, it's downright hard to forgive. But go yo, forgive.
Go yo.
Go yo, forgive. Go yo, go yo.
Go yo, go yo.
Go Yo Forgive has produced a video that makes it easier for us to forgive, or teaches us how to forgive. Go Yo actually had a Go Yo Forgiveness Marathon.
Yes, we did.
It was launched from First Church Wash, firstchurchwash.org. Did I say that right? Or was it First Church Wash DC or First Church Wash?
Firstchurchwash.org.
All right, I said it right. So you had a Go Yo Forgiveness Marathon launched from First Church. Tell me about that.
Yes, the Go Yo Forgiveness Marathon was a whole week right after Thanksgiving where we learned, lived, and practiced forgiveness. So everything in the ministry that week was about forgiveness. Pastor Martino taught about the forgiveness and the conscience. On the War Room prayer line, the teachers taught about forgiveness. We prayed about forgiveness. GoYo.org, we had a couple of devotionals and video vignettes about forgiveness. So everything was about forgiveness, and it was a powerful, powerful week. There were people that were reconciled to their families. There were people calling from different parts of the country, California, Mississippi, Chicago.
So this was open to all age groups all throughout the country.
All age groups throughout the country. Anybody that wanted to call in for prayer and to share their testimonies, that wanted to read the devotionals, to listen to the ministry that went forth through Pastor Martino on Periscope and Facebook Live and on the radio broadcast. Absolutely.
So what are the takeaways from Go Yo Forgive video, which you can purchase on goyo.org, goyo.org?
Go Yo.
What are the takeaways from this video?
The takeaways are, first and foremost, that when you're battling with unforgiveness, we have to remember that unforgiveness locks you up, but forgiveness sets you free. And so many times that we keep our minds in the past about what happened and what somebody did to me, and it prohibits us from moving forward and receiving all the blessings that God has for us. And so we lay out those biblical principles on how to forgive. And it's important to, if you have a problem with somebody, to take the time to have a conversation with that person, one with another, not in front of a whole crowd, but one-on-one communication. Do it in the spirit of gentleness and with the desire to have reconciliation.
And that's something, because a lot of people struggle with forgiveness. You have people that are older that are even holding on to grudges from people who are in the ground.
Absolutely. It's amazing how we're approaching the holidays, how some people won't go to someone's house for Thanksgiving or for Christmas because that particular relative didn't acknowledge them when they were younger, or maybe they bullied them, maybe they talked about them, or maybe they did something that they don't even know anything about.
Or don't even recall doing.
Exactly.
Been so many years removed.
Exactly.
So you said you've traveled with forgiveness, with the Go Yo Forgive and the concept of forgiveness and applying these biblical principles. Tell us a little about that.
Yes, recently we were blessed with the opportunity of going to the Standing Rock Indian Reservation in Cannonball, North Dakota. And we ministered
Wow.
at Tepewakan Baptist Church with Pastor Boots and ministered to the children about forgiveness and what that looks like. We made forgiveness cookies and had a interactive Bible study on forgiveness and able to make forgiveness crafts, and we had an outstanding time. We've also been to Kalan, Panama, ministering to the children at the feeding center, the homeless shelter there, and really sharing the love of God and knowing that if we ask for forgiveness, that God will forgive us, but God also requires us to forgive one another and to show them how to do that.
And that's interesting. You said you went to Standing Rock, Sioux Tribe. We're talking about a tribal reservation. And you've also been to homeless shelters with this. And I know the Native Americans struggle with a lot of things. They struggle with the way the government has treated them, for example, or some of the things they don't have. Or when you're talking about a homeless shelter, people who are in a dire situation. So I think that's just wonderful. How were they receptive to the Go Yo Forgiveness,
Oh, they were very receptive.
even in the homeless shelter?
Even in the homeless
Wow.
shelters, because they were able to know that, okay, everybody needs to forgive somebody, and somebody needs to forgive me. So I need to
Mm,
learn how to forgive somebody. Let go of the anger, let go of the bitterness, let go of the past, so that I can move forward and have the great future that God has for me.
powerful. What led to producing a video on forgiveness versus an online book or a regular book?
Well, with the video, it gives the children and the parents an opportunity to visually see how forgiveness looks and how that unforgiveness looks. In the video, we have an account of a pastor that was robbed. And in the process of being robbed, he lost his leg
Wow.
in the process. And so he was able to share about how the process that he had to forgive somebody. You know, the people that had robbed him and had taken his leg and taken. He was a very athletic person, so he had a new way of dealing with life. And so when people are able to visually see that, then we believe that it's more powerful. But we do have a companion booklet that goes along with the DVD that has questions and answers and things for you to think about.
We're talking about Go Yo Forgive, The Path to Forgiveness. It's a DVD, and we also have a pamphlet. You can purchase that on go-yo.org.
.org.
Yes, and it's only, what, $12?
Yes,
$12.
just $12.
Tech is a part of all industries. This is a tech and entertainment show, and I just found it great that you use a medium, this medium, using media and a digital, using digital and DVD to get this message across. I found that very powerful. Outside of producing Go Yo Forgive video, how has the tech enhanced your ministry and outreach overall?
It's absolutely necessary to engage yourself with the tech, to engage yourself with Facebook and Twitter and Periscope and Snapchat, because that's the way the people communicate. And if you're going to reach them, you have to be on platforms where they're able to read about it, to see about it.
That's true. That's true. Because I noticed with even all the ministries, all the different churches, they're using social media platforms. They've been using video and using any method they can possible to reach out to the masses. But tech is involved in all industries. I mean, you go to McDonald's now, you don't even just have to go to the counter to order your food. You can order it on the screen and it's going to pop up. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's just a part of all
Or you can,
industries.
with some restaurants, you can order online
Yes, and that's something,
and
or from
then,
an app.
or use the app. And then the food is ready for you when you get there.
Right when you get there.
It saves time and energy.
You said saves time and energy. Look, tell us how we can purchase the video, because I know you have it at several different locations, several different media outlets.
Absolutely. You can purchase it at John 316 Christian Bookstore, located at 7953 Annapolis Road in Lanham, Maryland, or Barnabas House, 10573 Greenbelt Road in Lanham, Maryland. And you can also go to
Go, yo.
www.go-yo.org. Go, yo!
This is just great. I mean, I can't wait. I have my copy of Go Yo Forgive. This is a great little stocking stuffer, only for $12, and you can teach people how to be free by forgiving.
Absolutely.
Just
Absolutely.
Be free by forgiving.
It
This
is the
powerful.
Christmas time. Come
Yes.
on, get your stocking stuffer. It doesn't cost us a lot of money, but we want to make sure that we get the message across because we need each other. And if relationships are going to maintain, we're going to have to learn how to forgive.
Thank you
In
for
Jesus'
joining
name.
us this morning. It's Go Yo, Reverend
Go, yo, go, yo.
Just remember goyo.org. It's the Outlet Your Tech and Entertainment Connect. On the other side, tech and entertainment news. We'll be right back. It's the Outlet Your Tech and Entertainment Connect. Right here on WOL 1450 and 95.9, where information is
power.
Hey, there's so much going on in tech news. You just have to stay abreast of the tech. Oh, that's rhymed. How cool is that? Look, Berkeley, California.
All right.
So they have a cyber war class, and they're teaching students to become hackers. And that's something, the class is called Cyber War. It teaches 80 students how to find security flaws in apps and websites that people use every day.
Wow.
So you have this one student or a few students that are focusing like on government websites, and they're finding they're the most vulnerable.
Wow.
And so there's this other company called HackerOne. It's a company called HackerOne, and they actually pay students who find these vulnerabilities money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that
Wow.
something? Look
That's
at where we're
something.
going. So if the students can find the bugs, these professional hackers sure enough can.
Yeah.
And they're teaching the students how to hack so they can actually create safe web environments
Yeah, that's very interesting.
and build safe web platforms and networks for people to interact on. But I found that interesting. They even found a voter registration site that was hacked.
Wow.
And it was actually giving out the wrong information on how to properly register to vote.
Right.
So I find that to be very powerful, but technology, just like with everything, has its pros and its cons.
Yeah.
So with the rapid advancement of technology, we haven't been able to keep up with it as far as law enforcement wise.
Yeah.
So it's not the same criminals you had back in the day, like your bank robbers. If somebody's
right.
robbing a bank today, they're just going to try to hack into the financial system and take the money that way. They're not coming in with weapons. Well, they still have people doing that today.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the new age criminals are on the internet.
Yeah, this is true. We were just talking about this a couple weeks ago when they hacked HBO for the shows and whatnot.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. The guy who hacked them and held Game of Thrones hostage.
Right. And try to ransom it back. Yeah.
Yes. And the thing that's also scary about this is someone can be hacking your network or hacking your computer and be in another country.
Yeah.
They're in another country. It's not even like worried about individuals that's even on the
Right. You know.
in the same state.
Right, you have no idea, and these guys are good at scrambling their location and whatnot. This is very interesting. I wonder if they give out like work experience for finding bugs. Like,
I'm sure if they're paying, if they're because they're teamed up with HackerOne,
yeah,
and HackerOne is paying students to
Right.
find these vulnerabilities. So I'm sure that counts for something.
yeah, they're probably coming out of school and getting jobs.
Right. I mean, you don't even need an internship if you're doing this in class. I mean,
Yeah,
you're actually
right.
finding real life problems and have to come up with some kind of solution to make that web environment safer.
Yeah.
So that is interesting. This is in Berkeley, California. This is something else. All right, so I know a lot of people have these new smart bags. These smart bags, they can even follow you around the airport. They have this battery, and they also are used to charge. They have this the battery, and they're used to charge everyone's electronics.
Yeah, iPads and stuff.
Yeah, it seems like, because it's not just cell phones. What do you have now?
Your laptop, your iPad.
Your cell phone, your Bluetooth.
Yeah.
You have so many devices, your Fitbit.
Yeah.
So everybody's looking for a power source.
Right.
So these smart bags have been real popular.
Yeah.
Okay, so most U.S. airlines will set a limit of the use of smart bags. And the reason for this is because the first round of smart bags that have come out, you cannot remove the battery.
Yeah.
So the airlines are concerned about them catching fire. So a lot of individuals who've been trying to go through the airports, they have a hard time. But I know like the major airlines are going to be limiting this, I believe, in January.
Yeah.
So we're talking about Delta, Alaska Airlines, and Southwest, my favorite. And that's 80% of air transportation. Everybody are using those airlines. So this is interesting.
Right.
And this also points out something. I'm a tech junkie. I never buy the first of any product.
Yeah. Got to work the kinks out.
And so these companies are real smart because they have these concepts and ideas, work with these engineers and send it into production. And then they launch it and put it out there for consumers to tell them what's wrong with it. Why do you think you get so many bug fixes on your phone? Why do you think you get all these updates? Because they're going to use you to tell them what's wrong, and they'll make the corrections.
Yeah.
So now that they have this issue with the smart bags, so everyone who spent hundreds of dollars on these smart bags, because they're not, good luggage costs enough as it is.
Right.
But these smart bags running like $200 and up for a bag. So
I had actually got a smart bag. One of those anti-theft book bags with the solar pack.
Oh my gosh. Can you remove the battery?
Yeah, I checked it, and you can remove the battery.
So you're okay then?
I'm good.
You're okay because you can actually remove the battery.
Yeah. But those who got the built-in, sorry for you.
It looks like they're going to be able to get away with it this holiday season.
Right.
But January?
It's over.
But why do you need a bag to follow you around?
Yeah,
because some of these just kind of follow you around. I mean, it's cool. But why do you need the bag to follow you around? It has 4 wheels, so you can turn it any direction you need it to go.
Right.
I just think that's wrong.
It's a bit extra.
Especially, so I'm very economical. Other people use other words, but I'm very economical. Not cheap, Tiny. She said cheap.
Spelt.
Not cheap. I'm very economical, but I'm not wasting $300 or $200 on one suitcase.
Right.
Just because I need to have a charger.
Yeah.
That's what those smart packs are for. Those jump packs.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
Well, a lot of people use those for the motorized bags for work, for their briefcase instead of hauling all this stuff around. I don't know.
And then you have to charge that up too. So you can charge that. That's used as a charger, and you can plug all your devices in it. But then you have to charge it so it can follow you around.
Yeah.
And then everyone in this area, and in the big metro areas, they're using public transportation anyway. Do I really want something that's $200 or $300 following me around on public transportation for somebody to take it from me, and I become a visible target?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's my 2 cents. So last week, the best places to work in 2018 were released. So it's no surprise, Google made the top 5. Google is one of 3 companies to make the top 100 list every year in the list's 10-year history. So the secret to Google's success is that the giant tech giant is all about the entire employee package, offering massages.
What?
Offering massages?
Google.
I'd be happy too.
Right.
Catered meals. So if I'm stressed, I get a massage. They have catered meals. Generous parental leave, and other amazing benefits. in addition to being one of the highest paying companies in America. Okay, so the other one, number 4, was In-N-Out Burger. That surprised me.
Wow, yeah.
In-N-Out Burger. Okay, this is a California-based
Right.
food chain. So it's probably likely because employees of the family-owned restaurants have competitive salaries, flexible schedules, paid vacations. At In-N-Out Burger, I missed it.
Yeah.
Paid vacations at In-N-Out Burger.
Wow.
By the way, this was the only fast food place to make the top 5.
Yeah. That's amazing.
And then you have Boston Consulting Group. And so they actually recruit heavily on college campuses around Boston. And it's a nice place for grads to start out. I thought that was really interesting. Bain & Company.
Yeah.
Wow, they were number 2. And this is another consulting firm, and they demonstrate an impressive consistency and the ability to keep their workforces engaged and satisfied. They also offer a high salary.
Yeah.
And number 1, take a guess.
Facebook.
You didn't guess, you look. But you're right. Look, I'm not surprised they're number 1, but employees seem to appreciate most is the mission-driven culture, transparent leadership, and the fact that their work literally impacts the lives of billions of people worldwide.
Yeah, absolutely.
Facebook has now made the list for 8 consecutive years over the past decade and has been number 1 3 times. Facebook, social media giant. Top place to work. It's the Outlet Your Tech and Entertainment Connect right here on WOL 1450 and 95.9, where information is power. On the other side, black facts from the present
and the past.
Wow. We're going to talk about video gaming. I'm black and I'm proud. It's the Outlet Your Tech and Entertainment Connect right here on WOL 1450 and 95.9, where information is power. Black facts from the past and present segment. First man we're going to talk about today.
Right.
Jerry Lawson. Before there were PlayStations, Xbox, Wii, Nintendo. Okay, I know that's kind of the same company. Atari. There was Fairchild Channel F.
Right.
It's the precursor to modern video game systems. So Jerry Lawson brought the first interchangeable video games into people's homes with the invention of the Fairchild Channel F. Yeah. So this is before my time, but this is awesome. Yeah. I mean, this man was born in 1940. He transitioned in 2011. I never knew, out of all my years of playing video games, that it was a black man that brought the interchangeable video games and made that possible.
Yeah.
I mean, this is amazing. He's out of Brooklyn, New York. New York. What's even more impressive about him is that he dabbled with electronics while he was growing up, tried to repair televisions and things like that. So I know, like, a lot of parents, they see their kids playing with stuff and they get nervous and scared and hit them. Stop that. Stop that. But you have to realize, if you have a child doing something like that, they're excited about what they're doing. Yeah. And this is something they possibly should explore.
Absolutely.
And I know it makes you nervous because you don't want them to electrocute themselves or whatever.
Of course not.
But this is something he did as a child. And his interest in computing led him in the 70s to Silicon Valley. And he went to this, he was part of this homebrew computer club, of which he was the only black member at the time. Really? I mean, he actually was around the founder and co-founder of Apple. We're talking about Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Yeah. And he said he wasn't actually even that impressed with Steve Wozniak, and this is the co-founder. He actually interviewed him for a job.
Mm.
Isn't it something?
Yeah.
And I mean, I think this changes a lot of people, or should change a lot of people's perspectives when it comes to technology.
Yeah.
I mean, we're always counted in as consumers of technology, but not as creators.
Right.
Or we're not even taught about that.
Yeah.
Imagine a kid that's addicted to playing the video games, and the parents say, look, I'm going to sign you up for some classes. You're going to spend summer not on these games, but let me get you into coding or programming or in these fields while you're young. Because if you're that excited about it, let's make this beneficial, because they actually have college programs for that.
Yeah.
Gerald Jerry Lawson. That was surprising to me.
Yeah.
Is this not surprising to you?
Well, I kind of knew that one.
Oh, you knew this one?
Yeah.
How long you knew this one?
Well, I know a lot about video games, and I know about the Fairchild Semiconductor. I had 2 older brothers.
Okay. They must be much older, huh?
Yeah. My oldest brother's 20 years older than me.
Oh, that makes sense.
So,
okay.
I was playing with Ataris and things, and Wolfenstein when I was little, like 3 or 4.
But so the Fairchild, so you knew about Gerald Jerry Lawson back then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Actually, I can't think of the movie, but anyway.
It was a movie about him?
Well, no, this is a video game movie, and they talk about him, and it was.
That's where you learned?
Yeah.
See,
I can't remember the name.
Different
of that
platforms. See, you had me thinking you were in the books and you knew about him, or somebody shared this information and enlightened you prior to enlightening me about it.
No.
Oh, okay, that was a friend. We're talking about Gerald Jerry Lawson, electronic engineer and inventor of the interchangeable video games. That is just amazing, because even though we don't have these thick, clunky cartridges anymore, for PlayStation, you still have discs you can purchase, even though you can purchase things online as well. Xbox, still go to the store and purchase a disc.
Yeah.
What's the new one? The Nintendo new one. Not the Wii.
Switch.
Yeah. They have games for that as well.
Well, yeah, and you got these other guys. They make what you call Steam machines, and they're like small desktop systems, part computer, and you can kind of build them yourself. Add more to them, memory. Yeah.
Steam machines. That's something else to check out.
Yeah, they didn't kind of catch on, but for some people they caught on. Steam machines.
Steam machines. How old is this?
No, it's a couple years old. They still have them available now. Like Nvidia makes one, and
I haven't seen that on Amazon. I didn't see them advertising that on Cyber Monday.
They kind of was competing with Xbox and them, because we kind of
in the Switch, because I know that's big.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we're gonna talk about George Crumb. I'm talking about my favorite snack. I don't know about yours, but the potato chip. Yeah. Yes, George Crumb, a black man, invented the potato chip. I think the funniest thing about his story is he was a chef in Saratoga, New York, and he made some French fries. And the customer said they weren't hard enough. So he went back and fried them again, made them harder. They weren't hard enough, so he was trying to be funny, and he fried them real hard, and sliced them real thin. And they were what we now know as a potato chip. So he was actually being funny with the customer that ticked him off and ended up producing one of the favorite snacks of all time.
Man, ain't life funny.
George Crumb was born in 1824.
Wow.
And left us in 1914. So did you know anything about that one?
No. You just taught me something there.
Oh, okay. And I mean, this all came about out of deep frying, so it makes sense how the story goes.
Yeah.
Slice some potatoes real thin, drop them in some hot grease. The bad thing is that he actually opened his own restaurant or whatever, but he never sought to patent the potato chip, nor sought to market them outside of his restaurant. So I think we're really, really thankful and blessed that.
He didn't, huh?
Well, no, that he still gets the credit for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, let me say this time frame again. He was born in 1824 and transitioned in 1914.
Right.
This is a time period where they were snatching things from blacks left and right. Even if there are many things that we've invented and created that we'll never know.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
we were owned by someone or it was taken
Yeah.
by someone. Someone said that best thing that a lot of white people invented was the patent office.
That's a good one right there.
But it's true. So, two black facts that I think were just outstanding. Talking about Jerry Lawson and George Crumb. One, an electronic engineer and inventor. Brought us the first interchangeable video game cartridges.
Yep.
The other one, Mr. George Crumb, brought us the potato chip. Wow.
How about that?
I hope this is inspiring you. I mean,
Right.
I just think it's really important for us to know as a people what we've contributed and what we've done as far as STEM is concerned in the United States.
Yeah.
I was going to say since slavery, but period.
Right,
And I say that mainly because so many of us have been cut off. We can't go back but so many generations, so
Right.
it's even more important that we can go back and know as a people what we've done since we can't go back through our ancestral history.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the Outlet, your Tech and Entertainment Connect,
Connect.
right here on WOL 1450 and 95.9, where information is power. Look, have a great week. Check us out next week, same time, same place. Up next, In and Out of Sports with Coach Butch McAdams. Peace. Thank you for listening to The Outlet, your Tech and Entertainment Connect. If you are interested or know someone who is interested in being a guest on the show, please email me at djkeitouch@gmail.com. That's djkeitouch@gmail.com. All social media, DJ Key Touch. That's DJKEI Touch. Join me each and every Sunday from 10 to 11 a.m. right here on The Outlet, your Tech and Entertainment Connect on WOL 1450 and 95.9. Also on WOLDCnews.com.